Hello and welcome to this video session. In this video session, we will be looking at some of the concepts in machine learning. Specifically, those concepts are bagging, boosting, and stacking. So let's look at what's been the outcome plan for this session. The outcome plan for this session is at the end of this video. So any student who watches this would be able to describe the concept of bagging, boosting, and stacking in ML, and ML in the sense machine learning. So let me give a quick overview of this video. So in this video, what we gonna do is we will see the concept of what exactly we mean by bagging, boosting, and stacking. We'll see. So what are they? Like what are bagging, boosting, and stacking? Specifically speaking, these are meta algorithms which are used to combine several ML models in a single one. So a question arises why to combine several ML models into single one, and when we are talking about several ML models, remember these several ML models are not different ML models working on a different data set and a different ML task. These are the same ML models which work on exact same data set with same objective of producing a model for the given input. So what exactly happens in this? Let us look at that. So the purpose of these concepts is to improve the performance of ML model over the data set. So how does it work? What are they? We will be shortly looking into in the further slides. And mainly these approaches, or we can call them as methods, they work in two stages. What are those two stages? Stage 1, multiple ML models over a subset of data set are obtained. In other words, when I have a data set, I have multiple subsets of this data set, and on each subset of this data set we have a ML model built on that subset. And then in the next stage, the ML model which were built on subsets of the data sets, they are aggregated to form a one combined ML model, and this combined ML model is the one which now predicts the outcomes for the entire data set. As you can see that since aggregation is involved in this, there could be multiple ways to aggregate them. There could be multiple ways to find the subsets of this data set, and how and why they are used and when they are used, we will be looking into that. So what exactly is a bagging? So bagging is nothing but it's the bootstrap aggregating method, wherein what we do is in the process of creating subsets from the data set, we use bootstrap method to generate the subsets from the data set, and specifically here the bootstrapping method relies on sampling with replacement. So here the subset might contain multiple copies of one instance, and we use it to the context. So as we all discuss frequently that in ML model there is no such thing called as right answer, wrong answer. It heavily depends on the context and the domain under which we are trying to apply this concept. But in short, the bootstrap aggregating method is what we call bagging here. So here what happens is using combinations with repetitions, it's nothing but it's a sampling with replacement. From the data set, additional data is generated as multisets. So this multisets is what we call them as subset. We are not going on relating this concept technically. So let us call multisets as subsets. So using these sampling method, number of multisets, subsets are generated, and over each subset we develop a ML model. But effectively the effect of this sampling is that it increases the size of data set, and as and when the data set size increases, it affects in improving the variance associated with ML model. So typically the bagging is an approach adopted by ML engineer to reduce the variance associated with the conventional ML model approach. So here the good example is random forest algorithm. So inherently the way random forest algorithm works is based on the concept of bagging. So typically speaking, diagrammatically and visually, that's how the bagging approach looks like. So let me use a mouse and use to hover you to explain you what block we are discussing. So when we have a training data, what we do by is we apply bootstrapping method. So when we apply bootstrap is a statistical sampling method. So when we apply bootstrapping on that, we get multiple samples, and these are specifically bootstrapped sample, as I said. So we use bootstrap to split the original data into new data sets. And what we do is now on these bootstrapped samples, my learning algorithm, it could be classification or it could be any learning algorithm. So typically we'll consider classification example for this case. So these bootstrapped example, they go through learning algorithm, and what they do is now we have 3 classifiers obtained. So more the samples we have, so these are actually ML models. One ML model classify 1, classify 2. Each model has its own accuracy major metric values. So what we do is, in the end, we cannot rely, remember, we cannot rely on output of multiple classifiers. This is not something which will be deployed to customer facing or deployed to the integration endpoint. What we do is these classifiers are now combined. Now this combination approach here could be any combination approach. Some use majority voting, some use weighted average. This depends on context to context, and there are a lot of combining approaches available. So what we get in the end after combining all output of these classifiers is the final classification ML model, which now is far better. The performance of this is far better than the performance of these individual classifiers which have been learned from a specific bootstrapped sample. So during this bootstrap, what we do is we eliminate the, or we achieve a parity here, which helps in reducing the variance associated with these classifiers. And overall, the objective of this final classifier is to achieve model with least possible variance in it. Obviously, there is a bias and variance trade-off. It too is considered, but it's up to the implementation and out of scope for this video to discuss. So this in short is the bagging approach. Now let us move ahead and see what exactly is boosting. So boosting is another approach. In this, what we do is, here the concept is slightly different from bagging. Here what we do is, here the focus is on achieving better predictive capability by enhancing or training several weak ML models in a sequence on subsets of data. So if you look here, we still have a subsets of data. So what could be the sampling method? It's obviously not the bootstrap method of sampling. It's a different way of sampling the data set. We'll look into it shortly. But remember, the overall concept is, we create a subsets, we build a ML model for each this subset, and in a sequential manner, the output of this model is weighted or is combined by using some weighted metric or some voting or some cost metric or some cost function. And in the end, a final ML model's output is obtained. So boosting is somewhat sequential, bagging is somewhat a parallel like approach. So this is still usually a 2 process. Let us see what they are. First one, produce average or acceptable ML models on subset of data set. So if we have subsets of this data set, on each subject we produce average or acceptable ML models. Then what we do is we combine this ML using a cost functions. So here the subset selection is quite tricky. Here the way we select this subset, it usually affects the choice of data in subsequent subset and the model's relevance in overall predictive capability. So the model which we currently build on that, what relevance it plays in overall and overall ML model is decided by the performance of that ML model and end objective of this ML task. So looking at a figure, the approach would be far more clear, and a good example of boosting algorithm is AdaBoost. So we use AdaBoost for a lot of classifiers where we want to boost the performance, and AdaBoost is one of the famous choice. So in short, visually this is how we visualize boosting. So we have original data, we have a classifier which is trained on a subset of this original data, and when we build the test results, what we do is See, when we validate this classifier with the data sample, what we do is we get some instances which are misclassified. These misclassification rate, or whatever the metric which we may use to identify the misclassification, this metric now decides what will be the sample for the next subset. So this subset selection is based on the performance of previous subsets ML model. So if you see here, this sequentially it goes on improving the misclassification rate. So it builds another classifier. Whatever way it does, whatever the way it goes wrong, that input is taken care into sampling for the next, so that the rate of misclassification keeps on improving in the sense we tend to reduce number of misclassified instances, and we want to improve the overall accuracy of the classifier. So what we do is this repeats based on number of samples we want to train, but here if you see this is sequential. So the performance of this decides what would be sample for the next, and the classifier's accuracy gradually improves. And in the end, the overall classifier is nothing but an unsampled version of all this classifier. So here the combining technique is once again based on weighted approach. For example, let me discuss what exactly is weighted approach. So here when we are talking about the output of this, or how relevant this model is in combining, it is decided by the weight associated with it. For example, if it is poorly classified, if it is poor classifier, it gets very least votes, and it doesn't have much effect when we combine all the classifiers into ensembled classifiers. So this is boosting in short. And moving ahead, let us also very quickly see what exactly is the difference between. As you can see, it's a parallel, it's a sequential. You can say that it's a multiple learners in parallel, but here it is in sequential. In the end, we combine them. So stacking is nothing but it is similar to boosting approach, but the difference is the way it combines the model, the approach it uses to combine the models. So this decides whether the approach is stacking or boosting. So difference in the way combined model is produced. What exactly happens is, usually in stacking, instead of just applying a deterministic algorithm or an empirical method, what we do is we have a meta model which learns to choose the best models out of several models obtained from the subsets of data set to produce final. So as a quick refresher, stacking is similar to boosting, but here the combining is not based on some deterministic approach, but a meta model learner eventually learns which is the best models to be combined. So that's the ability of the stacking. So stacking is sometimes also called as ensembling because it learns to combine multiple approaches as one. And the best example of stacking which we can quickly relate is MetaLearner XGBoost algorithm. So as a quick reflection, let us see if you can answer this. Bagging approach reduces tendency to overfit. Pause the video and try to guess the answer. But the answer for this is yes, bagging approach reduces tendency to overfit. Why? Because bagging reduces variance, and variance being directly or indirectly related to overfit, the answer is true. So this is the bibliography I have used for this video, and that's it for this video. Thank you.